This is the one before the last challenge in Act 2, and it is related to quantum cryptography. I was having, I think, a bit too much as expectations. It's still an interesting challenge and a fairly easy one, so let's take a look. The challenge takes us back to the Grand Hotel lobby where we have Charlie and the Quantgnome Leap terminal. This challenge has a couple of hints that helps us getting started, and the final flag is the one that we need to submit. So let's talk to Charlie, usual introduction and a high-level intro to the task itself. And going for the hints, I'm going to have a few important ones. For example, this hint tells us that important things like, I don't know, Christmas presents usually have labels on them, so we know who that present is for. This is in the context of SSH keys, so we're going to use that one to identify keys belonging to various users on the system. The next hint for the challenge is going to talk about the fact that there is a special tool to generate post-quantum cryptographic keys. Now, I was confused about this one because the tool is there, it does work, and you don't really need to use it, even though the hint says that you are supposed to execute the tool, but it's actually not really needed for the challenge itself. Then there's a third hint. They are kept in hidden locations. I mean the SSH keys, just like presents. So this is referring to the .sh folder in the user's home directories, which is usually going to be starting with a dot, because in Linux file systems, that's how hidden files and folders are going to start. And then the last one is a hint on a look at running processes on a system to identify locations. And I think that is all, if I remember correctly. There's 4 hints for this challenge, and we can get started with the terminal. Let me just get the notifications out of the way. And this terminal starts with some quantum physics jokes and some references to the TV show Quantum Leap, which apparently has also a reboot, just like MacGyver had a reboot. Not really sure who watches those reboots. The originals were pretty good. And this is actually a good reminder for me to watch the entirety of Quantum Leap. I saw a couple episodes, but never saw the full series in its entirety. So that's a homework for me, I guess. And this terminal message is kind of a summary of what we've learned. Now, it says that there's a PQC tool. Now, if you start with PQC and then do a tab, then you get basically keygen, and then immediately jumps to .sh. So the keygen tool is a special version of SSH keygam. If you list out the tables, no keys found in the key table, generate the keys first. They actually need to generate it. I think in the previous attempt, I got actually a list. It's kind of strange. No, it's just giving me the no keys found here message. Strange. Normally there should be a way to print out the list of supported keys. It's not doing it now. So normally this tool is something that you can use to generate the post-quantum keys. It's just not willing to cooperate this time. But that's okay, because you don't really need the tool itself to generate any keys. The important part of the challenge is really just to keep in mind the hints. So first of all, we need to find that not so hidden folder. I wonder if it works maybe here. No, it doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna give up on that one. But this folder does have 2 SSH keys, and the SSH keygen command can be used with the -l option to list the key information, including the user label for the key. Another hint was on running processes. There's the PSAUX, and we see that there is under OPT, OPS SH. It's not OPS actually, sorry. I meant OQS CD. We have a folder called flag, which is owned by the admin. So basically the end goal of the challenge is to become admin. Now we already have an SSH key here. So what we can do is basically use the SSH key in the .ssh folder and perform our, well, sort of quantum leap here, as they're going to refer to it. So this is with the sh-i command, and then you point it to the right key, and you need to specify the username, which is GNOME1, and then localhost. And this is our first leap. Now, the challenge from this point on is just going to guide us through the different key versions that are available. So here we have a key that is just an RSA key, and in the post-quantum world, whenever that will come, I've been told that it's just a matter of years, but we've been told that for a few years now. And because we have algorithms on quantum computers to solve the problem of factorizing large prime numbers, large integers, which are actually like composed of 2 prime numbers in case of RSA. This is not going to cut it in the post-quantum crypto world, and we need other algorithms to generate keys that are secure with quantum computers as well. So the new folder is GNOME1's folder. Surprisingly, there is a .ssh with a key in it. And from the name, we can already tell that this is using elliptic curves. If we look at the, I wanted to just jump back to GNOME1 before we make the next quantum leap. I just wanted to check the type of key here. So we already see that this is an elliptic curve one, and for GNOME 2, so we just do the same thing as before, use the SSH key. Now as GNOME 2, SSH to localhost, and again we have another explanation on the insufficiency of elliptic curve cryptography, because Shor's algorithm is still going to be able to defeat these with quantum computers. Okay, so in GNOME 2's folder, again, there's another .ssh folder. In this .ssh folder, we can check the keys, and we have this Mayo2, which belongs to GNOME 3. You can just use again the same command as before. And this is our first post-quantum key generation algorithm. It explains that Mayo has different standardized implementations. I think it goes from Mayo 1 to 5 or something like that. We're going to have the explanation later on. And just like before, we have to look around here in the GNOME free folder to find .sh. This becomes a bit repetitive in my opinion, and I understand the logic behind it. It's just really like giving you some ideas on what to look for, but it's kind of hard to find packages that have a version of SSH that allows you to generate these keys. So it would have been kind of interesting to play around with these, generate these keys, and do some, you know, basic validation on those. Like this, it's a series of repetitive SSH commands. So again, we we first want to do the gen key command on this to figure out that this belongs to GNOME 4. And you can see here that this algorithm is now some elliptic curve digital signing algorithm using some sort of NIST standard and Sphinx SHA-2 or something like that. So it's yet another algorithm, and this is actually a standardized algorithm by NIST-2. You can read the text later, but the goal here is really to keep on moving, just like before. This is yet another post-quantum crypto world algorithm, and this key I could copy and paste belongs to the admin user. Just like before, we move on to the final step, and now we are here as admin. So again, there's some explanation on the post-quantum crypto world algorithms. There's Mayo 5 here, and these are still kind of experimental, but I think it's very interesting that people are already taking the time and the effort to implement these. Again, I just wish that we had the chance to play around with some of these key generations instead of just, you know, using the keys that are generated, which aside from the file name was not that different. So we can navigate to the flag folder and grab the flag, copy this, close the terminal, get to the objective submission, submitted, and be greeted back with a login screen. Okay, I wonder if this was actually submitted now. No, it wasn't. Okay, let's try to do it again. There we go. Yeah, I left the screen here unattended for lunch, and I probably should have checked back. So Charlie is going to close the challenge with us, and that's it. That's for the challenge Quantgnome Leap. So fairly easy challenge. It's quite repetitive. I wouldn't say that it didn't got me interested in these algorithms. I started looking and realized that none of the major distributions or versions of SSH that I use currently support it, but there are now versions available where you can generate these keys. I certainly will try to experiment with them. And I started also looking for GPG, the GNU PG implementation of PGP, to see what options do I have. The situation is pretty much the same with GNU PG as well as with SSH. There are now versions of it that do have the support for these algorithms. I wouldn't rush though right now and generate those keys just yet. Maybe wait a couple months until your package versions with your distribution reaches that version level, and then it's probably going to be stable enough for you to consider generating some of those keys. I know that I certainly will. Okay, that's it. Let's see the final challenge for Act 2 in the next video.